Hello, you beautiful people. Good morning and welcome to a Builders Live. Guys, it's 11 o'clock. It's February. Well, I don't know where everything else went, but we're now in February. And it was Valentine's Day. What did you do? Okay, I shouldn't ask that. I mean, what did you buy? Did you spoil? Did you buy plants for yourself? Happy Valentine's to me. Yeah, I know you're not really meant to do it like that. But anyway, you know, one can never have too many plants. If God said to me, I need a 20, I'd then go and buy 40, if that was the message. You know how it goes. Guys, it's really lovely to have you all here. I see that the people are here. You are here. Numbers are climbing, and it's good to know that you are here. And I'm recognizing some names, some frequent visitors. Folks, okay, it's been a bit rough out there. Okay, we are not going to sugarcoat this. Torrential rain, excessive heat waves. We've experienced it all over Eastern Cape. Guys, farmers, people driving around with tractors to get to the stores. We've seen meters of rain, literally meters. You can hear the wind blowing on top of the garage roof because all the figs that are falling are busy knocking, and it sounds like atomic bombs are going off above my head every now and then, but never mind. But guys, it's been rough. I'm very sure that all of you have had loads of water rushing through your garden. And there are always lessons, hey? Sure. There are always lessons about being prepared. And we failed in one of them. We had gone away, and we'd gone up to the beautiful, what is it? It's a province called Mpumalanga. And we thought there was going to be rain, but when we left, it said it wasn't going to rain that hard, you know, but then things change overnight. And while we were there, it poured here back home, and I hadn't made sure that the drains that are in the driveway were clear, were open. All right, which subsequent, now most of the gravel that was here is now halfway down Controversy Drive. All right, that's a very expensive mistake to make. And it's my own fault and my own negligence. And so I've been thinking I need to make a little checklist of those things that I need to remember, especially when weather is like this. And I think it could work for you too. It's just those little things. Are the gutters clean? You know, because you want to catch that water. Are they clean? Have you made sure you put some gutter guard over them? And if you can buy a gutter guard at your local builders. I mean, it's basically a roll of some plastic stuff that you put on where the water then drains down. You've got to make sure that's clean so that you can catch all that water to go into your water tanks. Mind you, your water tanks are probably full right now, like mine are. But that's not the point. The point is if you've got very big tanks and they still need filling. Okay. So there are those kind of things that we need to think about. But in amongst all of this excessive temperatures, where I've never seen agapanthus burn. Ever. I mean, we're not living in Hoedspruit. Guys, we are here in subtropical KwaZulu-Natal. I've never seen agapanthus burn in Gauteng. I've never seen them burn in the Western Cape. But the temperatures have been so excessive that aggies and a lot of other plants have literally burnt white, like absolutely white. That is not a hoho or a nunu. That white that you're seeing is literally the burn. It's sunburnt down. It's like when we get sunburnt, we red, blisters, peel. Okay? They have been burnt right through. So my advice to you on those is clean them up. Clean them up because by now they are probably waning towards the end of their major flowering. So clean up the leaves that have been burnt by literally going down to right where they emerge from the plant. Clean them up. Take away the stalks that have finished flowering, because what you do by deadheading them is you're reducing the amount of stress. Because remember now, half the leaves have been damaged. Okay, so it's half the amount of chlorophyll, half the amount of cells that can make this plant do what we want it to do. So by reducing the leaf mass, you're actually helping the plant out and like giving it a calmette. Okay, so for it to kind of get along its way. Okay, but before we get into all these other bits and pieces, because we're going to talk about what you should be doing now, a lot of pruning, a lot of tips, how to take cuttings, fertilizing, and some problem solving. Okay, but before we get into that, let's take a look and see who's here with us this morning. Adele, good morning. Adele, Shireen. Good morning, Shireen Abdul. Good morning, Rita Smith. Your mole spot works like magic. I told you. Gotta stick with it, baby. Gotta stick with it. And that mole spot, you've got to make sure that you push it right in. The other day, I had a lovely little surface mole doing little kalami, little twirls on my front lawn. And I was rushing out. In fact, we were leaving to go away. And I went down and I knocked. Remember, I told you got to make like a real hole, a nice big hole to get that spark right in there. And I was running out of time and I only buried it so far. What happened? Got back. Mole was still here. Mole probe still doing its thing. So you obviously follow the instructions very, very carefully, which is brilliant. And they do work. Very excited to hear that. Very, very excited. Marianne Fullion is here. Wendy, good morning. Hope you got your email. Came through in about 30 seconds ago. Jill, good morning. From Springs. Amarel, good morning. Tanya Visser, good morning. My poor Aggies and Clivias also. I know. The Clivias, it broke my heart. It was like, it's like have a moment, have a little cry. Yeah, but Deborah, no, it's been awful. It's been unprecedented, and for those people who don't believe in climate change, for those of you that think it's a hoax, that have watched all those documentaries that say it's non-existent, guys, this is real. This is so real, and we are living it. And where did I ever think that I would live climate change? I lived through black and white TVs. I lived through a telephone that you still had to dial. I lived through radio communication and nommer asseblief. When you dialed 9, you got through to the operator. I've lived through a lot of things, but I didn't think I'd live to see climate change. So, anyway, I'm giving away how old I am. Yeah. Kathy, good morning from Lone Hill, Joburg. Who else have we got here? Carol, good morning from Kleinmond. Kleinmond's beautiful. Beautiful. I want to come visit there. I want to come visit and I want to come fishing. Ja, Kleinmond, jy kan mos vis vang. Ek dink so, ja. And Indigra, good morning. Morning from PE. Hoo-hoo. Good morning. Jenny Dreyer from Hampshire in the UK. Good morning. Good morning. I saw a beautiful post by Monty Don. Oh man, my hero. Like you know when Imagine Dragons came to South Africa, which I should have gone to see, but I couldn't. Anyway, long story. I would have slept on the side of the road, and I will sleep on the side of the road, so I could have a minute with Monty Don. Nimi, good morning. Jenny, Joan Phillips, good morning from Goodwood. Guy Chabalala, good morning from Grobler Park, Joburg. Good morning. Who else have we got here? Amorel, Cape Town, in the house. Okay, I'm glad you're in the house. Okay, you could also do this on your cell phone and like walk around the garden. Okay, Patsy, good morning from Durban. I hope I'm saying this right. Fidelma Tebo Klesen. From Botswana. Yeah, you say you've also had a lot of rain. Absolutely. Paul Jacobs would love some rain in the Cape. I know, geez, guys, you've had like 30, 35s. It's been really, really, really hot. But remember, you are not summer rainfall. So enjoy it while you have it, because when your winter comes, we're like all gardeners. What are we going to turn around and say, oh, I just wish it would stop raining? And then when the rain does come, or when the sun is out, oh, I just wish we'd get some rain. You know, that's what we do. We're never happy. We're never happy. Clivia flowers, beautiful flower. I wish it had two. Oh, come on, guys. No, come on. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, can you hear that? Warwick, can they hear that? Oh, yes, you're hearing it on top of my roof. This is like the big storm coming. Big black clouds out there, guys. Big black clouds. Okay. Woo-hoo. You're making me nervous now, guys. You're making me all very, very nervous. Lulama, good morning. Natalie Lepan, away in Istanbul from South Africa, but wouldn't miss you. Oh, God bless you, Natalie. Thank you. I hope you're having a good time in Istanbul. Great food. Joanne Clegg. Oh, you saw Imagine Dragons. Oh, I have a word, but I can't use it. Helen Nielsen, my first masterclass with you. Thank you, Helen. I'm glad you're joining. I do talk a lot of nonsense, but somewhere along the way, you're going to get some good gardening tips. Okay, guys, let's get straight into it. First of all, a big shout out to Builders Warehouse Nelspruit. We were there on Saturday, just last Saturday. We dodged flooding rivers. We dodged potholes that you could put a hippopotamus into. It just happened. We managed to navigate our way all the way through, up past God's window, which we didn't see, just missed, but we knew the window was there. But anyway, you know what I mean. And we made our way right through into White River, Sabi, and we found and came across the most amazing people, which actually wasn't part of the plan. And when we got back, it was just like, yeah, that actually was the plan. We just didn't know it, because somebody else was taking the car and making a turn left instead of right. That's that feeling here deep down in your tummy, that feeling that we cannot deny. And thank goodness, touch wood, we got back safely. Not even a dent or a buckled rim in the hire car. A lot of compost though, because we found some amazing plants. The car looked like it was packed, looked like a botanical garden. And then we were repotting it, putting the stuff in our suitcase. 2 full suitcases came back full of plants, full. Anyway, okay, I'm going on and on. But anyway, thank you to Builders Nelspruit. They're shouting at me at the back, the people behind the camera. I'm getting that look. It's called the stokoog in our household. If you get the stokoog, it's this. See that? Stokoog. Okay. No words. No words are spoken. It's just an R. Okay. Right. And if you're wanting to know when the other Builders Roadshows are coming up, guys, those are all going to be happening from July onwards. So please keep up to date on the Facebook, on your Builders Facebook page. Please, please, please keep looking, keep going to it, because it's going to tell you where I am, and don't miss out, because it really is. It's a great morning. It's a good morning. I have so much fun, and I know you will too. Okay, so let's talk about summer pruning, which is the first thing that you need to know now. So we've been through December, everything growing, looking amazing. And in your garden now, come along with me, Mason. I'm heading along here. In your garden now, you are going to have several plants, okay? And because, of course, I can't rip my garden out and bring it here, what I want to do is I want to show you how to deal with these, because if we do not give them a haircut now, okay, a haircut now, and I'm talking now, not end of March, okay, there are two things you need to remember. Whether you're living in a frost area or a subtropical area, you're still going to do the same thing now. Okay. If you're on a subtropical area, you can then do it again deeper into autumn to just get that last flush. Okay, so remember, when we're pruning, we're doing a few things. By pruning, we are encouraging new growth. When we prune, we force the plant, we trick the plant into putting in new foliage. Okay, foliage. Remember, without the engine room, like I told you about the agapanthus, without the engine room, there's no way we're going to get beautiful flowers. And Exhibit A is right here. Without the engine room of leaves, we are going to get very poor flowers. This salvia, which is called purple and bloom, which is an amazing plant. The ones in our garden were pruned a few weeks ago, are now, wow, full of foliage. And I know what is then to come. So it's important that we do this. Guys, don't like, oh, I'll do it next week. I'll do that next week. Yeah, next week you think you're in November. Okay, because that's what happens. So what I'm going to deal with first, so we know why we're pruning. Okay, we know why. Because we're going to get that next flush. We are forcing it in to give us that last summer flurry heading into autumn. And this is particularly important with perennials. What do we know? How do we know if it's a perennial or not? And I know it gets confusing when you get all these botanical names. And some terrible botanical names will be Euryops pectinatus, Arguranthemum frutescens. It's called a daisy. It's a daisy. Arguranthemum frutescens. It's a daisy. Okay, but we know what they look like. We know that this is a Yusuf Secleat. Okay, we know this is a coleus. We don't need to know that it's got another 17 names behind it. We know that this is a lavender. Okay, so the plants that I'm pointing out to you are all perennials. How do we know that they're perennials? Why? Because perennials grow quickly, fast. You can put them in within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're going to cover the spot, look amazing. But it does also mean, because they are so quick, they come into flower, you need to check them back. Because in nature, what normally happens is, and you'll see it in the felt right now, the felt is looking beautiful. All the yellow helichrysums are all in flower. But there's nobody to prune them except the cattle. When they get pruned, they then come away again. But if they don't, you'll then see them lying over. You'll see you'll see the branches lying flat on the floor, because now they've fallen over, because that's what happens. And in nature, those flowers would then they've been pollinated, would then just fall off and make new seed, hopefully for the next season. But of course, us gardeners, limited space. I'm not hanging around with a naked patch there. Anyway, it's not good to have naked patches when we have had the weather that we've had, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But you're getting the idea of what a perennial is. Some perennials will last for 2 years, for 3 years. Some will last for 5, 6 years, depending on how we care for them. Depending on how we care for them. Okay. So another perennial is here, begonias. So this is what we call the baby wings. You see them at all your builders. You get the baby wings pink, you get baby wings white, you get the beautiful red. Remember, this is not the one that you buy in the little punnets. Those ones that are in the punnets are an annual. Okay, so this is a perennial. So I'm just giving you the quick lowdown. This beautiful coneflower, this is Echinacea. Yes, you recognize it from the bottle that you buy at the pharmacy when you got sore throat. Same thing. Echinacea, all right? The coneflower is also a perennial, okay? Gora, we all know the Gora. This one's not looking too good, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you exactly why, because it's finished flowering. The butterfly plant, you know, you get the white one, you get the deep pink one. Okay, so how do we take care of these little guys? This is what you're going to do. I'm going to start off probably with the most difficult of creatures of all. And I'm going to put them here so you're going to get a really good view of it. Lavenders. By now in your garden, and if you've had the amount of rain that we have had, guys, ours in our garden looked like this last weekend, and they got a haircut. They got a haircut because ain't nothing going to happen here. And if I do not prune them now, all right, by the time spring arrives, do you see all this naked growth here? You see that? That naked growth is going to be up here somewhere. So we're going to have naked growth. All of this would have grown. So we're going to have bare stems and foliage at the top. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. So we're going to need to do some corrective pruning right now. It is stop pushing new foliage. Look at that. It's pushing the new foliage, which is great. So it's also telling me, yeah, dude, okay, I could do with this little trim. Guys, whilst we're in it, I'm going to throw this right in front of your eyes. The tools that you use. Highball. I don't have to say much, except that make sure the tools of your trade that you use work, okay? And that they're in good condition, and that you look after them, okay? And that you actually know where they are before you decide to go pruning. Because some of you will spend 20 minutes looking for the thing, looking. By the time you get it, you are so frustrated and so something in that you will, the first plant that you come across, highball, all that frustration, you're like you've got a chainsaw because now your time. Okay, so I mean, there are secateurs all over our house. And I've told you the story. There's secateurs all over. Some in places that nobody knows. Why? Because other people in the household take them and use them for other things. Like opening tins of paint. Like cutting things. Like leaving it lying in the veggie garden. So I hide mine all over. And if I were you, I'd do the same. But keep them clean. Keep them looked after. Clean them up afterwards. How do you clean them up? It's really easy, guys. It's a damp cloth. Wipe them down. You can even put a bit of dishwashing liquid on it. Give them a good wipe down. Make sure you get any goo off from any of the pruning that you might have done. Use a general, like 3-in-1 oil. Put that on them. Wipe the excess off. And they're good to go. All right, they're good to go. I can tell stories about secateurs. Okay. And they are not there to cut wire with. Okay, right. Most of you, some of you would have pruned a lavender, and that was the last time you saw it. True story. You pruned it. You're still watering those sticks. You're still watering those sticks. Nee, sis. Hy kom nie terug nie. Hy's nou weg. Okay, because lavenders are one of those perennials, and it's like a rosemary. It's what we call a semi-hardwood perennial. And the way we can differentiate that is very easy. Come look here. Look at this here. And if you've got a lavender in your garden, go around and give it a squeeze. You feel that stem. That stem is quite hard. It's even like starting to turn brown. It's quite hard. It's rigid. It's almost woody, but we're not going to say it's semi-woody. Okay, so this is what we call a semi-hardwood perennial. This is a soft perennial. You can see it. I can actually squash it. Okay, I can actually squash its stems there. You see that? So this would be these begonias. It would be even some of your, what else is in that line? I'm hitting a blank now. Begonias, coleus, help me out here. I'm trying to think of some other examples for you. Anyway, I can't think of them now, but I'll get there. So, soft perennial, plectranthus. Plectranthus. Plectranthus, soft. Soft perennial. Another soft perennial. Impatiens, okay? Especially your sun patience, or the ones that you can grow in the shade, okay? Soft. So we deal with them in different ways. And lavender especially is the one that you're going to deal with like this. Lavender and rosemary. When you prune, guys, and I want you to come in very close here and have a look. Do you see there? There's already, let's get in here. See, down there. It's trying to recover. It's trying to put on some new growth down here. But it's not going to be able to do that efficiently and sufficiently enough if we don't do something which is called pruning. Okay. But with lavender, because they are semi-hardwood, I want you to do it this way. Okay. So we're going to go to wherever there is a shoot. Okay. See? New shoots. New shoots coming there. We are going to remove 2/3 of the plant. Do you see that? 2/3. So we divide it into 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See where I was there? This is dependent on the size of your plant, obviously. Divide it into 3. Okay? We go 1, we go 2. Here's the bottom third. At your number 2 is where we are going to prune. So we are going to be removing 2/3 of the foliage. And when we do that, we are going to, I'm going to do this nice and slowly, we are going to just above where this beautiful, where these lovely little new shoots are pushing through. See that? Just in there, nice little cut. Let's go there, let's do another one. Just above there, away we go. Okay, so you got the idea? I'm just going to quickly carry on because there's a trick to all of this, because this is the way that we keep them alive, because these things can be a little temperamental. They can be a little bit fussy. And why can lavenders be fussy? Well, because they're not, some of them are truly not well suited to our climate. They really do get stressed out. So what I have done now, and this is what you are going to do. Look. In fact, I'm going to do a bit more quickly. Do there. I just want to do there, and I want to do there. I have now removed 2/3, but only half. Do you see this? 2/3, but only a half of the plant. I am now going to wait until this shows signs of growth and recovery. 2 to 3 weeks, max. Start shooting, you'll see it. When that happens, you then prune the other half. Okay. Why? Because we are not putting the plant through so much stress. This is the way. This is the way to keep it alive. Okay. The other one you're going to do that with is rosemary. Do not, with rosemary, cut down into hard wood. If you cut down into hard wood with no foliage, it is going to die. If you cut down into hardwood with lavender without any foliage, it is going to die. Okay, half. All right. Okay, so let's now look at soft perennials. Soft perennials. Okay, we've got these in our garden. Ooh, I just love them. Man, I love them. I love the colors. I think we've got every color in the garden. When you walk into Builders, those first tables, you'll always see these there. There's that lime green. Man, it's wicked. That lime green next to this. We've got a whole section of the garden now, and I did go a little bit kookalulu with them, but I've just put all the different colors. They're wicked. The one is called wasabi. The one is called campfire. They are, mwah, they're beautiful. But it's a soft, quick-growing perennial, which means it's going to get leggy. It's going to get leggy, guys. See, it's happening here already. And if we leave it and let it grow, it's going to end up falling over. And it's going to end up being naked at the bottom. So we're going to give it its autumn prune. Because this is a soft perennial, because we've got some foliage underneath, we don't need to be so stressed, but the same rule is going to apply. remove 2/3. Very easy. So we're going to go there. There's a nice little bud. Look at it. There she is. There she is. Looking lovely. Looking gorgeous. Great potential. We're going to go here. Okay. There we go. 2, and look, it's already trying to send up its new shoots to thicken it out. Okay. Over here. We're going to go here. There we go. Another little one. Quick prune. Very quick. Very, very quick prune. There. And this one over here, I can go down to there. There we go. That's it. Pruned. Done. Now what's going to happen? This, we've pruned it. It's going to force all this new growth up. Beautiful. Within a month, it's going to look just like this. And probably even better. Okay, I believe there are lots of questions coming through. And oh, by the way, FYI, what do you do with these? Yeah. Gold. I'll show you about that, but a little bit later. Okay, let me just try and break into my computer. Okay, guys. There are questions. Let me see. I believe there. Amarel, what about the sage? Can I prune it the same as lavender? Yes, you can. But remember, sage is the same. Yes, so treat it the same, because depending on where you live, it should be, and depending on the age of your sage, it should be an amazing flower right now. But is it the proper edible sage, or is it the, because remember, salvias are also called sage. So does it look like, hold on. Oh, does it, is it like one of these? Oh, wait, I got a sage. Oh, thanks for that. Or is it this? Okay, so that's what I want to know. But if it is very woody, please do not prune down to the hard wood. Even if you are going to do the half method. Does that make sense? Never with these. So your sage or rosemary, not down straight to hard wood, or else it is going to die. So if we were to prune this sage, very simply, it is this one. Thank you. I would literally do that. There's a nice little there. I would do that. Bob's your uncle. Happy days. Leave it. This is going to grow. So show signs. Then we take that off. Let's pretend that it's been 2 weeks. Okay, then I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to go in here and there, and life is good. What do you do with these leaves? Caramba. What do you do with these leaves? You take them like this, and you just in a pan, quick, just like that. Okay, they crunch up, and they're like nice little chippy things. Beautiful. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I'm racing now. Adrian, I have 2 one-year-old trees. False olive, Buddleia saligna, and sagewood tree, Buddleia salvifolia. Nice trees, butterflies, love them. Can I prune them already in order to create a single stem tree? Okay, you got a different agenda going on here. Or should I wait? Some suggest that young trees should only be pruned after their 3rd year, so I don't know what to do. Adrian, you are on the right track. The quicker you start pruning your plant, if you want a single stem, the better. Okay? The quicker. The earlier you start. It's like trying to train. Let me think about this. It's like trying to train your mother-in-law when she's a gogo how to take the cup, the mug, and put it in the sink. You know, it gets more difficult the older the plant or the person gets. So do it earlier. You're 100% on the right track. Choose your best stem. Choose your strongest stem. When you are going to do this, now you're choosing your strongest stem. I wouldn't remove all of the side foliage, okay? I would trim back the side foliage. Trim this back, okay? Trim that back. You're leaving your main one, okay? You're going to strip your main one because it's then going to take from here and it's going to force it up into this one. Okay, yes. So you're leaving a few of the side ones, not all of them. Okay, remove about 50%. Pick your main guy, okay, and then you go from there. Right, okay, you'll get it right. Okay, Baroness. Oh, what a lovely name. I hope I'm saying it right. Baroness. Is that right? Beautiful. Braff. Baroness Braff. Lovely. Hi, Tanya. How and when... Oh! Do we prune hydrangeas and how to plant the cuttings? Oh, Baroness, you must have been reading my mind. You're in my head. How and when to prune hydrangeas. Okay, guys, very quickly, I'm going to tell you that on the Builders YouTube channel, there is a very in-depth video of how to prune hydrangeas, okay? Because if you do not prune them now, and when you do this, and listen to me very carefully, a hydrangea... have you got a piece of paper there for me, please? Or a board? I want to show you something very, very carefully, very quickly. This is what your hydrangea is looking like now. Come, Mace, come in here. It's got a couple of leaves and it's got some dead flowers on. Okay. How do I make a sad face? There. Sad face. Sad face flowers. Okay, right. All coming from the main stem. Okay, you're going to see this. Here, thicker wood. Thicker wood. If you just bought your hydrangea this season, okay, you might only have this thinner green wood. Okay. If your hydrangea that you bought was a more mature plant, you are currently going to have thin green wood and thick brown wood. Okay, here's the trick. Do you see these dots here? These are the swelling buds above the old flowers, which will be sitting on your hydrangea now. Oh, look at that. Magic, magic, magic. And she appears. Ah! Okay. What was that beautiful magician that we used to watch growing up? Kill your heel and kill your dar in cedar. Okay. So, what was I explaining? Hardwood. Do you see? There it is. That's that hardwood. Okay, can you see that picture, Mace? Okay, right, now you can. There. Okay. That is that hardwood. Okay. There is that greenwood. That I was explaining. There, your unhappy flowers. Here they are. Okay? Those little things were the buds. Where are they? Ha, look. There they are. Do you see them? There they are. There they are. They are right there. So, depending on, this is a very young hydrangea. I mean, this hydrangea is actually was grown for one of those to put on your patio, make pretty, okay? And after that, it needs to go into the garden. So it is very young. It is very short. So if, for those of you that have got them in the garden, they could be about this high. I mean, literally a meter. They could be a meter high and have this on it, but also have those swelling buds. And look for those swelling buds, because that is the beauty. If you prune your hydrangeas in winter, I'm going to repeat this. If you prune your hydrangeas in winter, when you prune your other plants, you will have no flowers. Ha. My hydrangeas are always green. I feed them with everything you told me to and they still don't have any flowers. It's because you pruned them in winter. You pruned off all the flower buds because those little swelling, little black things that I showed you here, these little things, is the start of the buds for next season. And so in winter, if we prune them back and we go down beyond the hardwood, hey, boy. Game over, baby. Go back to begin. Do not collect 100 Rand. Okay. So, how do we do it? We do it like this. Very simply. And I've literally got one here, so you're going to have to catch this fast and quick. So, same thing. You would remove 2/3. And here I'm gonna waver slightly. You can go only half if you wish. Okay? You can only prune half if you wish. You can prune them slightly harder if you wish, as long as you are not going back into that hardwood. Okay. This guy over here, I obviously can't prune it quite hard because it's got like 3 sticks in it. Okay, so I'm only going to take the stem and go down halfway. Can you see? I want to show you because nature is already doing its thing. I don't know if you can get in here, but there, how do I do this and point? There, do you see that? Do you see that there? There's the bud. There it is. Up there, there's the next bud. Okay, so all I'm going to do is get in here, snip, snap. Now you'll be able to see it. Come in here, nice and close. There it is. There it is. Okay. That is what we want. Done. Caramba. Finished. This, don't throw this away. You don't put water in it. Just put like that. Shh. Beautiful. Okay. If I could put it in my hair, I would. Prune Gora, same as lavender. Negative. Negative. Gora could be classified in my books as a weed. Okay? Yeah, because it's so easy to grow. Okay? Goras, and I'm going to give you this. If you've had goras in your garden for 2 years or 3 years and you have not pruned them, then prune like a lavender. If you are going to take your gora and you are going to prune down to hard wood with no leaves, you are in for a bit of trouble. Which means that, and I come back to it, frequent pruning is better. If you've left your gora, it's grown, it was looking oh so fabulous in the garden. It's now done one of these. It's opened up. Half of the plant is lying there, half of the plant is lying there. It looks like the dog has run through the middle of it, but the dog didn't run through the middle of it. The plant has now just got so heavy that it's doing that. Okay, it's time to prune. Got it. So, gora, no. Literally what we do is, there is no severe art in this. All we're going to do is there are many, many new shoots, and you will see these as soon as I have finished with this pruning. Goras, if I had it my way, I'd take a chainsaw to it. True story. So have a look here where we've now pruned. Look, the plant was already starting to push through. All of that is now going to come through. However, if when you go and inspect your gora, all of this is naked, no leaves, be careful. Rather, do the pruning in stages. Okay, like I showed you with the lavender. Very important. Or else you might not see it again. There was one more question. Let's get that question. Please show us how to prune hibiscus plants and when do you prune? Okay, guys, look. Look. Let me bring it here. Your hibiscus should be looking fab. They should be looking amazing. That's hibiscus time. Autumn is one of their best flushes. So if autumn is one of their best flushes, and even on the coastal areas, they flower in through the winter, and they just do it. That's their time. They look amazing. One of the golden rules of pruning is the following. You prune when the plant has finished flowering, just like the hydrangea. Right, so let's think. They flower in and out the winter. We've got a lovely autumn flush. Spring, not so much, eh? No. So when should we prune? These are summer flowering into autumn and winter. So you prune when the plant has the best chance of recovery, which would be mid-spring when there are no signs of frost, when the season has changed. When we know the season has changed, then it's time to prune. If you live in the coastal areas where it's nice and warm and humid, you certainly can prune them in the winter. If they are not in flower at that point, you can. Hibiscus are tough, guys. They are very tough. You can prune them hard. You really can. You can remove half, you can remove 2/3, and it all depends on what scale and proportion you are looking for in the garden. Out of hand, and it's like 2 stories high, Prune it hard. You can prune even the other section down just to leave some foliage, okay? Wait for this that you've really pruned hard to show some signs of growth, okay? Then you can remove that other part. Exactly the same method. Just follow the methodology, okay? Nice and easy. Okay, that was the last question. Let's get back to pruning. Okay, when it comes to salvias, which we call semi-hardwood, okay? Remember we spoke about the salvias? Here you will see them. They will start telling you in the garden. They're looking a bit manky, scraggity, raggedy, just not looking good. Look down here. The plant is already trying to do what it should. It's already trying to. Because this is all now gone. I mean, this is old news. It's looking dreadful. So then what we do is, same, 2/3. In we go. There. Find a growth point. There. Okay, spindly growth like this. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Nonsense. Oh, look here. Lovely new shoot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Lovely new shoot. We keep it because there's also one on the other side. Okay, so we keep that. We take that away. We take that spindly growth away. We take this spindly. We don't want that. Okay, let's look at this side over here. Oh, yes. Nature's telling me where to prune. It's actually guiding me. Okay, and here we go. There it is. There it is. This spindly little no-nonsense thing here, well, I don't know, it's just an irritation. We take it away. All right, and over here, there we go. There we go. Down here, I've got a bit more of a challenge because there is nothing. Oh, let's just get in there. I'm just going to show this to you because you might come across this and get a bit confused and stressed. But I want to show you very, very quickly. So look here. The growth is quite high. You've got nothing, you've got no new growth on these stems. Something's trying to happen here, but nothing quite spectacular. So, take the safe route, okay? Where there is what we call a node, this is a node. A node is where there's a join in the stem. Where there are nodes, there's a collection of cells. And they're called meristematic cells. But we don't need to know all about that. That's sounding like an auguranthemum, mum. Okay, so you don't need to know all of that nonsense. But if you have no leaves, choose a node and prune just above the node. That's that fancy word. All it is just prune above a joint. All right. If this were my plant, this silly little thing in the middle here, I'd rather take it out because I've now opened up the plant to give a bit more airflow, to get round it and through it, and there it is. Guys, that's it. That's the beginning and end of pruning. Other semi-hardwood and perennials, and a lot of you are going to have this in your garden. It's called kufia. Some call it snow something, white snowdrops. Look at this plant. And in your garden, if you go and inspect them in your garden, and in fact, I was walking around yesterday, and ours are looking just like this. They are looking rather weather-beaten, okay? So look down here. There's all the new foliage. There it is. It's waiting. So here, these things grow like weeds. Look down here. It's even telling me down there. It's trying, guys. It's trying. So we just help it along. And all we do is, in we go, above a node, above a new, and you can cut these hard. These do not hold back. Do not go wild. Just go wild. To make things easier, you can just do a 1 layer, literally grab it like that. Do a 1 layer pruning, simply like that. And then, what you can then do is that you can then go in and you can then start adjusting to, like here, this little stupid thing in here. Very spindly, not going to do anything. Do you see there's that lovely little point there? So we'd prune it just above there. But honestly, guys, these things are, now because I'm not using the right part of the secateurs, they're so tough that I really wouldn't stress about it. These things you can probably put a lawnmower over them and they'd actually grow. Okay, the other thing I wanted to just touch on is anything daisy-like. Guys, anything daisy-like, please do the half pruning method. Okay, anything daisy, auguranthemums, whether it's the indigenous, please do that. Very, very important. Do the half pruning method or else you could be in trouble. Okay, I quickly want to tell you about, what we do with these. Okay, so we've pruned, we've gone mental. Okay, so now there's an opportunity, there's a beautiful opportunity to make more. A beautiful opportunity. And yes, no gardener should ever leave an opportunity out like that, because we have the possibility of making more. Okay, and it's really easy, guys. It really, really is easy. So please do this with me, and I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work, and you are going to be ever the more happier gardener. Okay. One more thing. When you have finished pruning, guys, when you finish pruning all your plants, now, all these cuttings, okay, that we've got there, you're either going to put them on the compost heap, or you're going to put them through a shredder. You're going to cut them smaller to put them in your compost heap, and you are going to mulch. What are you going to mulch with? You are going to mulch with either your beautiful leaf mold. If you want to know how to make leaf mold, it's this beautiful stuff here. If you want to know how to make this beautiful stuff, please check out the Builder's YouTube channel, and you will see how it's made, and it is so easy, and it's gold. Lawn clippings, semi-composted, anything, bark, chips, compost from your local builders, guys, just mulch them, all right? Please, mulch and feed. There is an array of fertilizers that you can use, guys. There is an array, from organic, like the BioOcean, which you can sprinkle around each plant, to other slow release organic fertilizers. Also, there are chemical options, but at your local builders, they are all there. Okay, so once you have pruned, you're going to mulch, and then you are going to feed. Or you feed and then you mulch. Doesn't really matter. People ask me which way. It doesn't really matter. Okay, guys, quickly, let's do this. So we're going to make more, because we ain't let opportunity go to waste. All right, now, please take note. If you have been in the garden and you've been very, very busy, and you've been pruning and pruning and pruning, okay, do you see I put them in a truck down there? Okay. If you're planning on taking cuttings, you are not going to treat them like that. This is compost heap. If you're planning on taking cuttings, you are going to take them, and all I want you to do is literally just take a little bucky, a Tupperware, something. I don't have anything on here, but you know what I'm talking about, like just a dish. Take a dish with some water, and you just throw them in. So as you're pruning, so you're throwing them in so they're staying hydrated, because there's nothing worse than taking cuttings or trying to make more with really poor material. Okay, it's stressed out. Okay, you're halfway to cardiac arrest. Okay, and now you want to try and revive the thing again. Okay, so I'm taking of a soft. Remember, I spoke to you about soft. This is Plectranthus, because I can squeeze it. So when you are taking cuttings, when you go to your local builders, you will have a look in the aisle, and there are going to be some of these. Okay, some of these. This is called Dana root. Okay, you get 1, 2, and 3, depending on what you're taking cuttings of. 1 is for softwood, 2 is for semi-hardwood, 3 is for hardwood cuttings. We are doing softwood, so it's number 1. Where's number 1? That's number 2. Where's number 1? Right, here you are. Okay. Okay. I don't have nails. Life gets difficult. But I'm going to get it up here. It's okay. I got this. About to lose a tooth. Hold on, guys. Wait, knife, scissors. I'm so tempted to pick up that secateurs and do it. You can see it. Could you see it? Yes, you could. No, it's okay. I got this. Let's just open this up here, because I could actually take the secateur now. And actually, I could take this and throw this very far. But I'm not going to. I'm going to be a very well-behaved gardener. Very, very well-behaved. Okay. This is like trying to open those pill bottles that are child-friendly or non-child-friendly. You know those ones that you turn and you turn and you spin, and then eventually actually you want to get a hacksaw to open it. Right, we finally have Dinah Root number 1 open. Number 1, softwood cuttings. It lasts a long time, guys. I mean, you really don't need a lot. This is the important part. I've put a little bit into a little bucky. You can use a saucer, you can use anything. You'll notice I've got another little guy here. In there, I'm adding, just popping in a little bit of water. Just a little bit of water, just like that. Nice and easy. Okay, quick sticks petal. Right, different ways you can do this. Let's get this out the way. Actually, yes, no, I'm going to keep it here. Okay, very, very quickly. Our method and what we are using, excuse me, for our cuttings is a seedling tray. Okay, we can also use these little guys which are reusable, and they also then biodegrade after a while, so you can reuse them, and they're really nice. They're made out of coir. We love them. We really love them. Okay, so we've got that. Preparing your cuttings, nice and simple, guys. Cuttings is not about size. Size doesn't matter in this operation, okay? So what we want to do is we want to just simply remove some of the lower leaves, okay? Remove some of the lower leaves of our little cuttings. In fact, we could take this one step further. I could even remove that leaf, and that would be better. I've got 4 leaves there, okay? I can remove this here because these are tough. Remember, the more leaves you have in your cuttings, the more the plant stresses out, the more it's going to transpire, it's going to lose water. So we want to reduce that. In some cases, what we even do is we actually just cut the leaves half then, which means half the transpiration. Okay, right, so there they are. Right, in here, what are we using? We're using good old faithful palm peat, guys. You know this stuff. Come on, if you don't know it now, I really have to have a word. You know this stuff. This is palm peat. It's in a block. And please know that this is the best. This one that's sealed, you see, like this, sealed in a plastic thing. Okay, we're going to take some of that. That's all we're doing. Just this. We're going to pop it on here. And all we've done is we've added that block into here. You know the story. We've added that block. We've added 5 liters of water. It grows up. And we just leave it in here for when we need it, like now. Okay. All we're doing is we're going to just fill in these little holes here. Simply like that. Get a nice smooth surface. We are not compacting it. I'm not pushing it down. If it was this little pot, very easily, guys, in it goes just like that. Level it off. Rightio. You get the plan. You get the idea of what we're doing now. This is where we go. Okay, you're going to take your little cutting. Here she is. Okay. See these little bits on the edge here? We don't want these. We want a clean cutting. We want a clean cutting. Why? Because the more little bits that you have that are sticking around, there's more area for infection. You want to make a cut that is 45. 45, not straight, 45. 45. Why? Because 45 has more surface, area surface, than a straight cut. That's why they use 45s. Because then I've got more chance of getting root development quicker if I have a 45-degree cut as opposed to a flat cut. Make sense? Okay. Right. Here we go, very quickly. First you do, dip in the water. Little dip, get it a bit wet. Into our hormone powder, pop it in. Once you've done that, I'll take a pencil. Pencil works the best. And you just firm it round. Next one, up you go. This can become like a little factory. I love it. This is like, this is as good as meditation. Okay, another one. Notice how closely I'm planting them together. Cuttings love being close together. They like it. They talk to each other. Yes, trees talk to each other. Plants talk to each other through this beautiful network. They release hormones. They release energy. True story. True story. If I'm going to be doing it in a pot, I will not only put one cutting in here because we wanted to have a friend. Yes, you will get a better chance. So there, same thing. There, same thing. Okay, and pencil. donk, donk, donk. Okay, and then a good little watering afterwards. You're going to put these in a well-lit spot. A very well-lit spot. You're going to make sure that they stay well watered. And of course, grabbing one of these little guys that you can pick up at your local builders, where you get 3 in a pack. You'll find them down there in the section where all the little hand tools are. Get one of these, you buy 3 of them, you'll want to go back and buy 10. True story. Give them a good watering, because look, it's nice, soft and gentle. Okay, you're going to probably need to water them every day. Keep an eye on them. When this palm pea changes color, you know it's dry. Okay, so that's take more, make more. Guys, we've also got lots of other videos on the Builders YouTube channel which tell you how to make more. And remember, if you've got any questions, fire away, shoot them to us, and we will get back to you in the next day or so. But there's a huge opportunity now for all gardeners. Remember, quickly, last time to fertilize your lawn. Get in between February and March. Get your last lawn fertilizer on. What are you going to use? You're going to use anything like a 411, like a 713. Get in and fertilize. Give it that last bit of push before autumn. Guys, also remember to label your plant. If you can't remember that it's a Dizzy Gothica elegantissima, and you remember that it's just a daisy, it doesn't matter as long as you understand it. Write the name on it with a pencil, stick it in. Although I haven't done that, I'm just pushing my pencil there because I'm now officially out of time. But the last thing I want to tell you is that at your local builders, guys, any builders that has got a garden centre attached to it, which is, of course, the only builders that you go to. I mean, like, really? Okay. Yeah, so you're going to go to a builder's that's got a garden centre. You are going to find the sexy, darling, beautiful beast on a stand. She is so sexy. This is our 20th anniversary collector's edition. Can you tree it? 20 years of gardening, guys. This is our very special collector's edition. I always said, when we are big, and if we make 20 years, it'll be gold. Look, gold. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Okay. It's like Valentine's. Nice. Okay. It takes a trip down memory lane. It looks to the future. This magazine tells us what has stood the test of time, plants that will stand the test of time in your garden, and those for the years to come. A great magazine. But every issue of the Garden and Detainee is great. But this one is extra special. Why? Because it's a birthday. There got to be presents. Like, who has a birthday without presents? I mean, so we are running this massive competition, guys. You've got about a week and a bit left to get your copy of this. If you cannot find it at your local builders, you got to get onto the Gardener website, and you have got to click on the right buttons and make sure that you get one. Okay? You've got to get it. Why? Because there's over 75,000 rands worth of gardening goodies up for grabs. Ha! There are hampers of chainsaws, drills, seeds from Mayford, Stark Airs, plant protection from Macro, Protec, bulbs from Hydrangea, Atlantic Fertilizer, Kirchhoff's, Vermont Tools. Guys, Plantland Garden Centre are giving you some plants. You're getting vouchers. Plus, you can come and visit our garden and hang out and have lunch with Isolde and I and have a quick tour around the garden, just you and me. I look forward to having you in my garden. So, how do you enter? Ha! You just got to find Dora. Who's Dora? Dora's my garden gnome who is hidden in these pages. She's hiding. All you got to do is find the page she's hidden on. Follow the very, very simple competition on how to enter. But go and find darling Dora. I've had many people. I can't find her. She's not in the magazine. She's there. Okay, guys, that is us. Please remember to check out the Builders blog because there's loads of great info. More gardening info like this. Remember, there are great videos as well and articles to help you become a better gardener. Till next time, take care of yours, and most importantly, happy gardening.